Hey everyone, how's it going today? It is Tyler and Tom and Katrina.
Hi.
And we are here at the California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. Let's go and check it out, everybody. I'm super excited.
Woo!
Our passport, check it out, guys.
Ready?
Let's check out what the food they have this year.
Here we go. Nuts and cheese.
Nuts about cheese.
LA
style. They had that one last year. I remember didn't they have the short rib tacos last year too?
Yeah, neither one of them were very good.
That's right.
I remember them not being great.
I think this meat was tough. The brew house.
Yeah.
California craft
brews. We were just talking about how they moved the cheddar soup over to the craft brews this year, and then we're at the front here. And the craft brews booth is right there. It used to be more towards the middle, so kind of smart that they brought it over here.
They got peppers caliente.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that.
Uncorked California.
Anything spicy, I'm excited for it.
That sounds pretty good.
I did some pre-eating.
Yeah.
And I had the bourbon chocolate. You were just talking about spicy. The bourbon chocolate whoopie pie.
Right.
And you know, little whoopie pie, and then like the chocolate mousse. So I'm like eating it, and it's good, but it's not. So then you get to the middle, and the middle is almost like a truffle chocolate texture.
Oh,
nice.
Weird.
And it's spicy.
I feel like that would be kind of
spicy.
That's good.
So
that sounds good.
That's interesting. We have the strawberry patch, avocado time.
Yeah, look at that. They have this weird like strawberry coconut frushi.
Don't they have that at Epcot?
I don't know. They might. I'm not sure actually.
Eat your greens.
Ew.
Let's see.
They like to do a lot of sliders here.
Yeah, it looks like the same one from last year.
Yeah.
I Heart Artichokes, Cluck-a-Doodle-Moo, and off the Cobb, and garlic kiss.
This is really disappointing.
This is the first time I think they put every like vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free option on the same page, but this is kind of disappointing. There's only 3 little things here that you can have.
Are there any that you can make adjustments to?
I probably can say like no bun or something maybe, but you never know because they, I'm probably sure like they're pre-done maybe because of how fast they need to get stuff out. But
well, let's get on with the. First up, I'm doing peppers caliente. Here's my food. Look at this. Holy moly! Look at the jalapeno on there. There you go.
Thank you.
Look at this. This mac and cheese looks ridiculous.
Hold it.
Alright guys, here we go. Jalapeno popper mac and cheese. It looks like there's like some sour cream stuff and some fried jalapenos and bacon. It seems like they kind of just do one of these every time where it's like, let's just put some new stuff on top of the mac and cheese and call it a day. But like I always say, I love spicy stuff, so I'm excited to try it. It is really good. It is like jalapeno-y. It is kind of like the opposite of a jalapeno popper, right? It's like an inside-out jalapeno popper. It is really good though. Spicy, really spicy. If you're not into spice, avoid. Alright, speaking of spice though, I do have this margarita. Look at how many jalapenos are on top of this thing. That's ridiculous. There's even some seeds floating in there, so I know it's going to be some serious business. Not bad. lemonade-y, not super spicy, not as spicy as the mac and cheese. But it's kind of like lemonade with a jalapeno twist to it. I can taste the tequila, but it's not crazy. And then, speaking of lemonade, what did you get here, Tom?
This is the watermelon lemonade. It's non-alcoholic, unfortunately.
You do get the salt rim. I wish I
Yeah, it
had
has like
some.
the tahini rim on it.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
gonna try it with and without.
Habanero salt rim.
Yeah. More lemonade than watermelon.
Okay.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Is it? Oh, the habanero part?
Yeah. It's good, but not enough watermelon. Like that's just,
Yeah.
but to go with that with the mac and cheese, it's good to wash it down.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah.
They also have some entertainment here at the festival. 5 Got Rhythm, all the brass. I've never heard of any of them before, but they always pick some good people, so that doesn't, just because I've never heard of them doesn't mean they're not exciting. Oh, returning Fat Cat Swingers. They were here during the Festival of the Holidays. Pretty cool. Grilled cheese sandwich. Okay. Here's a merchandise cart here. Let's check out some of the merch. New logo this year. Look at that. Those tomatoes look kind of like a Mickey. They're almost there. We got some toothpick holders, some pint glasses, and of course, a cookbook. What do you think?
I don't like it.
Yeah?
Look at the back.
Oh, I don't like that either. That's not that good. No.
I don't like the color either, but
Look,
Go.
times, you see? Food. You see how it's
Oh, I
food
see.
related? You get it?
Good one, Disney.
Oh boy. Ah, oh, ha.
Nobody saw.
Look at this bottle opener. That's kind of interesting.
How do you hang it this way?
You can also smack unruly visitors with it.
These are nice little coasters. These are sort of kind of what they look like, except for this is in the way.
These coasters are cool.
It would match my house.
Little Happy Mickey. They have a lot more merchandise this year, I feel like, right?
That's the official term. Crab load.
Stemless glasses now too. These are definitely very cheap. This is gonna totally come off.
That's chipping off already.
It's like stickers.
That's a $60 sweatshirt.
Oh, is it? Annual pass discount.
I like the Mickey.
That's nice.
I'm a fan of the Mickey.
Yeah.
Here's some more.
Well, this
Another
is the annual
t-shirt.
pass holder.
This is the annual pass holder t-shirt.
Annual pass holder. There you
There you
go. Nothing on the back.
Nothing on the back.
And then here is a nice women's quarters.
Oh wow, that's cool. I kind of like this baseball tee. I like that. Obviously another pass holder shirt. I don't know what tipped me off.
This is nice.
Swirl, sip, and savor.
Pass holder.
Oh, pass holder cup. Is that a pass holder hat too then? Did you get that hat, Tom?
Stop. You know me too well. I haven't yet. No.
It is a pass holder.
Look at that. Check that out.
Look at that. Little Happy Mickey
You know what? I think I'm gonna get this hat. Look at these cool pins they have too.
for pass holder.
These are big pins. Those are both. Are they both pass holder pins?
No, this is just a
just
limited.
just the blue one. That's cool though. I like that. Just a little side note here. Check it out. They built this whole new seating area in front of the beer garden. It's pretty neat. I mean, you used to have to go all the way around to get in. Now they have this staircase here, and they've added a bunch of new tables. And Tom has pointed out that they'll probably be using this for parades or special seating. So it looks really nice. Enjoy it. Check this out, guys. They usually have the stage over here, obviously, but not for cooking. They have a whole cooking demonstration thing set up over here at the Paradise Pier side. Well, Pixar Pier, soon to be anyway. But yeah, check that out. That's pretty neat that they're going to do the cooking demonstrations over here rather than all the way in Hollywood where they used to be. Also, while we're here, let's just check out the construction that's happening here at the Pixar Pier. The Incredicoaster is still underway. We're still building the Incredicoaster here, and the Fun Wheel is still under some type of transition. Maybe they're just painting it or something. I know that they're gonna put the new cars on it, but so yeah, there's your little quick Pixar Pier update. something that Tom pointed out is that if you look closely, this stage here is actually really impressive. It is just built into the ground. They barely ever use it. It can rise up and go back down whenever they need it. And this is the first time I think I've ever seen them use it. So that is kind of a neat little thing. This is one of the few booths you can eat.
One of 3.
We made it all the way to Off the Cobb. Just so we can get something for you.
That's right. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
I'm getting the shrimp boiled tacos. Doesn't sound great.
It doesn't sound great.
It doesn't sound fantastic, but they do have andouille sausage in it, so it sounds pretty
Spicy.
good. We'll see. Yeah, the andouille sausage that I've had before with the red beans and rice was pretty good. So I have high expectations.
All right, fam.
Alrighty. I'm blotting.
She got the shrimp boil tacos. There is so much oil in these things. It's a little bit ridiculous.
Oh, good heavens! Look at that.
Yeah, there's andouille sausage, but that's just a little much. So get a little lime in there.
I don't wanna.
They sounded not that appetizing. You say shrimp boil, I'm like, eh. And then you show me that little puddle of fat.
They chop up the shrimp so that you can make it look like there's more.
What do you think, though? Does it taste better than it looks?
This is a really big bite.
I'll translate. She took a really big bite.
It's okay.
Look at all this
super
oil.
greasy. Like, if they can only strain it a little bit more,
It's not bad. You will not like this though. It's super fishy. Like
Oh.
it tastes like the shrimp fishy. It's not bad, but I don't know what these little lines are. You can taste the andouille because I can get a little spice at the end. So you taste the shrimp. It's not meaty. I wonder if it's like fake or something, like fake shrimp, because they would never give you like this much
No,
shrimp.
it couldn't be fake.
And then you can taste the andouille spiciness, but it's just so greasy that I probably will never get this ever again.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer. So there you go.
And Tom decided to go straight for dessert.
Straight for dessert. It's the story of the day. This is the caramel popcorn crispy treat. So it's supposed to like caramel popcorn inside, covered in chocolate, and
It even has like little free-dried corns on top.
Yeah. I was gonna get the corn nuggets from last year that they have, but they were out.
Yeah, that's kind of another theme that happens at Food and Wine.
Yeah, it's like they haven't done this before.
That looked better than I was expecting it to. So is that a Rice Krispie treat then?
It's got both in it.
There's
Okay.
Rice Krispies in there too.
Okay. Not at all what I was expecting.
I wasn't expecting Rice Krispies. I thought it was going to be all popcorn.
All popcorn, yeah. And I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a misnomer, yeah?
Well, they do say crispy treat in the name.
Oh, I guess so, but
But
I don't know. I was
you
expecting it to be
taste the
popcorn.
caramel popcorn, but yeah,
Would
it's
you get
okay.
it again?
No,
It's like $4, right?
it's $4. Yeah, not bad for $4, but I probably wouldn't get it again. Really interesting though.
Tom's going in for a bite of the shrimp.
You can taste the sausage on it though.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not that fishy
Yeah.
for but I wouldn't eat it because it has all that cilantro in it.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
All right, so went over to the Garlic Kissed booth, which is right next door to the Off the Cobb booth, and got this pork belly banh mi. You know, I'm a little bit disappointed because I remember the first year they did this Food and Wine, they did actually have a steamed like banh mi bun, but let's try this out. Here we go. I'm also scared. I can see some fat in there. I'm not a big, I can't chew fat that well, but here we go. Really good, actually. Yeah. You taste the soy, sesame. It's kind of sweet and spicy at the same time with these giant jalapenos on here. I thought this was cilantro, but it's actually parsley. And it's really good. It's tender. It's not like I haven't had to chew even really. So I'm gonna go for another bite. Yeah. Vinegary, soy saucy, sweet. This is really good actually. This is my favorite thing I've had so far. So the whole garden grill area has become the beer garden. Look at this. We have a festival beer garden right over here with some flights. That looks pretty good.
Everybody, give it up. You don't want to know who won? Okay, they both won. They both won. Come on.
Yeah, some fun facts.
Fun facts.
On tap.
Whoa.
Spirit fingers.
Look at that.
Spirit fingers. I like that.
So along with the beer garden and the band, we also have the Paradise Garden Grill back there, which is got a bunch of new food, some tacos, some meatless meatball sandwiches.
Meatless meatballs.
Yeah, so
Fish
yeah.
and chips, sausage.
It seems kind of interesting. It's good to have like new. What's that?
I think some of the items are the same as last year,
Okay.
but I think that I don't think I think the meatless meatball is new.
I feel like the sausage was new too. Like I didn't see
know they
that.
have the fish and chips. I know that they have
Yeah.
a Bavarian pretzel. It's the same as last year.
The same one that's over at the other area.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good. Some people walk by with their meatless meatballs. It's
And
like a nice big
it's-
sub, like 3 meatballs.
She's playing again. It's more meal size rather than snack size at the booth.
It's
So-
Right.
massive. Like the fish and chips was like.
Yeah, but it's like
massive.
$11-12, so it's a meal.
That's a good price for Disney.
Yeah,
Like
actually,
fast quick service. It's a lot of food.
Check it out. We just showed up and Brian Husky is doing a demo right now.
So you just want to take your time, render this down so it's about like, 3/4 crispy. And then from there we've got our onions, white onions ready, our celery for our mirepoix. The ratios I like to use for this recipe with 8 ounces of bacon is about 3-to-1. So that being, we use about, 3 quarts of onions to 1 quart of celery. So like I said, cooking in a professional setting, ratios work a lot.
Chef, we have a question for you here.
Yes.
Hey, good afternoon, Chef. I was curious about the type of bacon you're using. Are you using a thick cut bacon to savor the sizes in there, or do you want something thin so it melts down really well?
So with cooking, the way I believe cooking should be is there's no right or wrong. At the end of the day, yes, there is techniques and all, but that's a great question. Big or small, it kind of determines what you want at your end result. Do you want big chunks of bacon in your chowder? One of the cool things about chowder is chowder, I believe, should be kind of rustic and chunky. So I tend to make it more on like a medium dice because as you render it down, it will shrink in size. So that's another thing you should always take into consideration. So I don't know if you can see on the screen right here, but you can tell the bacon's almost there. I'll give it another minute. And also at the same time, I'm also, if you're wondering what I'm doing with this pot, I'm actually heating up a lot of hot oil for our garnish. Because, you know, like I said earlier, New England, or just cooking in general, me being a chef at a restaurant, you know, I like to take things that, you know, have been done and kind of reinterpret it and make it my own. But at the same time, you know, appreciate the past as well. So that being said, because I have bacon inside my clam chowder recipe, what I plan on doing at the end of it is, instead of garnishing with oyster crackers, which is very traditional up in the New England area, what we're gonna do is we're gonna garnish with chicharron, so which is puffed pork crackling. So that kind of makes it more like the Cali vibe, and kind of also at the same time makes it my own. So here you go. As you can see, the bacon's pretty much ready. What I'm gonna do now is gonna add the onions, as well as the celery. And then from here, whenever you cook as well, you want to season as you go, layers. You don't want to just cook all this and at the end of it just throw in salt, because what's going to end up happening is that salt's not going to marry and infuse as you cook in layers. So for right now, what I'm going to do is put about like 2 tablespoons of salt right now, a nice generous portion. As well, I'm going to add about a ½ pound of butter. You know, more fat, more lipids never hurts a dish, right? and let it cook down until the vegetables are translucent. So from here, what I'm gonna do is, the salt's in there, I'm gonna add about like a teaspoon of white pepper. White pepper is really great in a dish like this. So now we've got all our dry spices. The dry spices you wanna put in now so that the dry spices can bloom and also start permeating the dish, as opposed to, like I said, putting things at the end. And then from here, what you want to do is we need to create a roux, and the roux will help thicken it. Generally speaking, does anyone know what the difference between like a chowder and a bisque is? Anyone know? Well, generally speaking, chowder, like one thing in common chowder will always have is potatoes, and that's what generally is what the thickener is. A lot of recipes with like cream or milk base, you start with a roux to help thicken it. And a roux is basically made with lipid and flour. And this is a process where, like I said, you don't want to create a dark roux, because if you create a dark roux, then your clam chowder will turn dark. So this is another place where kind of the attention to detail, that love of cooking goes a long way. The roux I'll let go for about another minute.
Chef, how do you know the roux is done?
Well, okay, so the roux, you know it's done, because the worst part is if you don't cook the flour enough, what's going to happen is your end result's going to taste like flour. It's going to taste muddy, and that's no good, because pretty much the entire dish is no good. So that being said, the best way to do it is I just kind of definitely, depending on how much flour is, you definitely want to keep stirring it, and then you definitely want to see a little bit of change in color. And so the idea is you want it to be blonde. So it's kind of opaque, so it shouldn't be white, but then it shouldn't go, you know, it shouldn't be caramelized, because then that's, like I said, it'll be very difficult to create a pure white soup. So now that the roux is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the clam juice. So clam juice, and then as well as the red potatoes. And for us, we use red potatoes. You can kind of use any type of potatoes. Russets, reason why we don't use russets, they're not very waxy, so they kind of fall apart. So, you know, I think this is something more of a preference thing. Red potatoes are great. They hold their texture. I think it's great to see red color contrast as well. So that's what's happening now. I'm going to put the red potatoes in here, so that way we can cook them in the clam juice and all the wonderful mirepoix. Hold on, let's get this going.
And Chef, the clam juice comes from a prepared bottle, right? You're going to buy that from the grocery store.
Yes. So this recipe that we do, or that I'm presenting here, is is clam juice that you can go buy, pre-buy at generally any grocery store. We're getting the potatoes going. We want to cook those down, and while we cook those down, what we'll do is we'll start getting our garnishes ready. So one thing great about any type of chowder stew is you can pretty much garnish. There's no right or wrong. We like to kind of go back to what is in the recipe in itself. Obviously some onions. So at the restaurant, we decided to garnish it with some scallions, as well as crispy bacon, some crispy chicharron, and some smoked paprika just to round it out, and with the garnish of lime. I think acid is always great when you cook, because it helps round out flavors, and especially when you do a dish with dairy, acid is very important, because that's going to be kind of like the magic ingredient. The green onions are done. Let's try the potatoes, and also, like, you don't want to cut the potatoes too big, because no one really wants, like, because at the end of the day it's a clam chowder, it's not potato chowder, so you don't want these gigantic cuts. So that's the potatoes are going. They're pretty much done. So from here, what I'll do now is I'll add the dairy.
What do you use, Chef? Heavy cream?
This is milk in our recipe. But yeah, like some people use heavy cream in the recipes. I like milk because it's just a little lighter. And then what we'll do is we'll save the clams for the end. So when it all comes together. Cool.
On your milk, I'm assuming you're using whole milk?
Yes, I'm using whole milk, yes. Yeah, usually when it comes to cooking, you don't really want to be using that low-fat, non-fat. That's good to just drink it for breakfast and all that, but when it comes to cooking, you want to be using the good stuff, Okay, so now that we've got the chowder pretty much going, what I'm going to do now is get ready with the puff pork skin, crackling chicharron. So basically, it's already been prepped for me, but in a restaurant setting or even at home, what we do is we get pork skin raw in, and then we'll just boil it till it gets soft, depending on how much we're doing. It could be 30 minutes to 2 hours, and then from there we cool it down, and then you scrape off all the excess fat. After you scrape off all the excess fat, you want to use a dehydrator. If you don't have a dehydrator, which is completely fine, you can improvise and use an oven and put it at the lowest setting. Rotate it. It might take you overnight, but in the day you want to get these hard, crispy, like chunks. Because then what ends up happening is when you put them into a pot of oil at 400 degrees, it'll expand, pop, and it'll be fantastic. So now that it's nice and hot, what we'll do is you want this to at least be at 400 degrees, so that way it can expand. Because if it's at a cooler temperature, what will happen is it'll kind of get oil logged, and it'll be chewy. And just like in anything you do, especially coming out of the fryer, one of the most important things you want to do is season it with some type of seasoning, salt or whatever. Especially when it comes out hot, because that oil, while it's still hot, is an adhesive, and it'll soak up whatever seasoned salt, whatever you decide to put on it. We'll put some salt, some of that smoked paprika. So if you can see, it looks pretty delicious. This alone for football games, just to hang out. You can do anything with this stuff. So this is not liquid gold, but liquid nuggets. All right, now that the soup is coming out, what I'm going to do is add the clams. Oh no, there's not the clams. Not the chicharron, but the clams. And then from here, with the clams, it's all preference. You could put 1 clam if you want, but then no one would like you. Or you could put, 100 clams. So, I recommend trying to, like I said, food's all about ratios. Just like, take that into a sandwich. The best sandwiches are sandwiches that are all layered correctly. So when you take a bite, you get every ingredient in one bite. Because the worst is you take a bite and you're like, where's the avocado or the bacon? And it's all at the last bite. And you're like, this sucked, So that being said, there's the same thing going with this chowder. You know, it's all about ratios. You don't want too much potato, you don't want too much mirepoix, you don't want too much clams, but the idea is get the right amount, and when it all comes together, it should be a perfect bite each time. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is, now that it's all kind of coming together, this is the time when you kind of adjust the seasoning. Did I put enough white pepper? Did I put enough salt? What have you not? This is also kind of the secret ingredient, Tabasco. Tabasco has a lot of distilled vinegar. Distilled vinegar is another type of acid, you know? And acid is harmonious when it comes to dairy type of foods. For instance, you know, so I just put a couple dashes of Tabasco. I'm gonna put a couple more pinches of salt, and then we'll taste this again.
You gotta taste as you go, right? That's the only way to know.
Well, that's the only way to know, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, and also clean as you go is always a good thing. All right, cool. So, quite honestly, this is like pretty much there. We'll give it like a couple more minutes, let all the flavors come together, become one and all harmonious and delicious. Raw caviar and things like that, you need $100 to come eat and enjoy. But the idea is it's...
Okay, the cooking demonstration is over. I got some vinegar and parmesan wings from Cluck-a-Doodle-Moo. You've had them already.
Yeah.
Tom said he already had them. I'm gonna try them though. This is like really meaty actually, but it should be, considering these 4 wings cost $7.50. So here we go. Pretty good. It honestly, if you've ever been to Buffalo Wild Wings, it tastes a little bit like the Parmesan garlic wings, just not quite as crazy on the Parmesan. It's pretty tasty. They smelled really vinegar-like, but they're not.
Taste it,
yeah, you don't
right?
really taste the vinegar. So
I was kind of disappointed.
like you can really smell it, and you're like, oh my gosh, that smells really strong, but it's not. It's a huge wing. So, overall for $7.50 actually, this is really mini too. So this isn't your typical like Buffalo Wild Wings wings. You know, I think the only thing missing is like, it's nice when you have like a dipping sauce or something, like a blue cheese or a ranch or something. But other than that, I think these are pretty good. This is a winner for me. All right, next up, we went to I Love Artichokes. I Heart whatever you want to say. I think they should make it a less than 3. I would like that.
What?
Less than 3.
Artichokes.
Okay.
You don't know what that means? Like, everybody in the internet tell Tom what less than 3 means.
Okay.
We're gonna do, I'm gonna take a bite and then you're gonna take a bite.
Okay
Tom.
then.
This was from last year and
Yeah.
it was like one of my favorites.
Ah, fried artichoke.
Yeah.
Carbon,
so.
Actually looks better than last year. Is it bigger pieces?
Actually, I feel like they're much bigger pieces, and I feel like they give you like 4 little pieces last year. But yeah, it's basically fried artichoke with little pieces of bacon, Parmesan cheese, and then there's like a mayo on top to kind of do the carbonara part. You know, the
A little
big.
bit kick?
Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
spicy.
dang. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah, it's really good. I would definitely like this. I could see myself getting when I like come back like a couple more times. You know, I don't know what is spicy, but there is something.
There's something spicy.
very
in that.
spicy.
How much was it? You remember?
This is $6. And
Really?
yeah, it's $6, so it's a little bit.
dang.
It's a little bit expensive.
No.
But I think it is a little bit.
Okay. Compared to
I don't know.
those wings
Compared
that were
to-
$7.50?
You're right. Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess there's a lot of bacon. There's a lot of Parmesan cheese. Like those things aren't necessarily cheap. And it's just like pure artichoke heart. It's it's not. So
Good stuff.
this is like my favorite thing. I say that like every time I try something, but this is my go-to.
I would go back for this.
Yeah. All right, guys. So Tom is off to try the orange booth, but I got a little avocado time in my future. I'm trying the avocado booth. Here we go. I took the tomato out. You know, I'm sorry. I don't like tomatoes. You know, guys. It has pepper jack cheese and guacamole, and it's a burger. It's supposed to be medium rare. That's what they told me, so I'm really interested to see. I'm really curious about that one. Pretty close to medium rare there.
Medium well.
No, I wouldn't call that medium well.
It's medium rare.
Yeah.
Wait, it's not really focusing. Here we go.
It's pretty good. I don't know. Like I said, I took the tomato off. I can't handle tomato, but the thing about it is, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. But this looks so perfectly formed that this is clearly like a frozen burger that they've heated up to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Still tastes pretty good though. $7.50. Pretty small for $7.50. Especially considering, I think the first year they did Food and Wine, they had a beef. It was like what was it, Katrina? With the polenta, the beef with the polenta.
Oh, it was
Braised beef with polenta, and it was like huge. And that was like $7.50.
Some kind of like smushed peas.
Yeah, smushed peas. That was really good. That was my favorite thing they've ever had, and I bet you it was expensive because it ain't back. This is good though. I wish it was a little warmer. It's medium rare for sure. I would get it again. It's good. So, like I said, Tom went off to the... Oh, what's the booth called again? The orange?
Citrus Grove.
Citrus Grove. And you got us... What'd you get?
This is the citrus brined pork with
Okay.
like a slaw on top of it and some kind of little crunchy things.
Yeah. What are they? Onions, possibly?
Sure.
We'll find out. Maybe. Give it a taste, and we shall see.
That's good. Nice balance with the slaw. It's almost like you're getting the barbecue sandwich, but without all the bread. The onions are good. The crunchy onions. The slaw's good.
Is the orange very pronounced, or?
No, they just brine them.
I guess I keep thinking orange, but it's actually citrus, huh?
Yeah, so it's just like the marinade. But with all the other flavors, you don't get the citrus, but it's really good. For
Cool.
$7, not bad. A bite?
I'm interested to get a little bite of everything. I think these have got to be fried onions, right?
Gotta be.
That's really good. It's reminds me of like a Southern Carolina barbecue sauce with the kind of mustardy notes to it. I don't really taste that much citrus, to be honest with you. The slaw itself is pretty good. It's not too watery. It's nice and dressed. And then these have to be like little onions. I don't know what else they could possibly be. I'm like obsessed with figuring out what they are.
Chicharrones.
But they're smoky though. It's good. I'm probably gonna like this better than the orange chicken. And I wanted to get orange chicken.
So this is the orange chicken over white rice. This is not like any other orange chicken that I've had.
There's these weird like pieces it looks like white bread almost.
It's garlic cracker.
Yeah, it's a garlic cracker, but yeah, I guess it's just like, it looks like a piece of white bread. It's interesting. Go ahead for your bite, Tom. I'm gonna let you go first.
I don't. It's like you're missing the sauce almost, but you got like real pieces of orange.
No. Wow, look at that face.
We need a spit bucket.
That was a face of disappointment.
Chicken's chewy.
Oh no.
It needs more sauce.
Yeah, so look at this piece right here. Like zero sauce on it. There's nothing whatsoever.
I'm digging.
Yeah, get in there. I'm gonna try a bite with.
That's a really big pieces of, is it tangerine? Because it is.
Oh boy, you're making me not want to try it.
Okay, so I asked somebody earlier about it that was having it, which was better, the pork or the chicken. They're like the pork, unless you like fried chicken skin.
Oh, okay.
And so now I'm tasting it. I'm like, I thought she was just BSing me, but
let me see.
Some of those are like.
It's incredibly tough. This little small piece that I ate, and it's like really chickeny. Like which means that it's like really fatty. It's really dark meat.
And this was $7.50. This is more than the pork.
This is awful. I actually want to spit this out. I'm not going to, but it is incredibly chewy.
I'm trying to find a good piece of it, but
you know what? I actually think the taste is there. I don't think the taste is bad. You got the soy sauce. You got the kind of mandarin
is
orange
this part
taste.
actual chicken?
That's chicken, but
Okay, because the other part is like chicken skin that's
well,
fried.
I guarantee you it's just low quality chicken.
Yes, yeah, it's like.
I mean, that's all it
thighs.
is. And that what you're cutting apart
He's
right
really
there looks.
trying.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of. I can see the tendons and stuff.
Ew, no.
Yeah,
Ew.
don't. Yeah. Anyway,
No.
this flavor is okay, but the quality of the meat is just bad, like straight up bad. So I wouldn't get
Sorry.
this. Do not recommend.
I'm going back to this.
You gotta eat the rest of that. Get this out of the way.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we walked all the way to Hollywoodland here to stage 17, right next to Black Panther, for the annual pass section. You guys ready for your annual pass buttons?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, how exciting. Let's go. Look at this, you can still see Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, play it.
Right.
This is the logo right here. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, play it. Right there, you can
Make the
see.
point.
This is a Daisy photo opportunity. She should
Oh,
be coming
Daisy?
out, but she's not here yet.
Oh, she's not here.
You're making it your button on the way out, right under that.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, Daisy will meet in here. I'm sure it'll be different people from time to time. They have kind of the merchandise on display over here. We saw it earlier. Let's get our button. The only thing to do is to get our button here.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh-oh. Am I holding it wrong?
No, you're good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
There you go. The AP button, guys. AP button for the Food and Wine 2018. They used to do a different one every week. I get the feeling there's only going to be one, though, this time,
Yeah,
huh?
except for the length of the festival.
For the length of the festival. Okay.
Which is disappointing.
I'm happy that I don't have to rush over every week to try and get another button.
That was insane when they had it like was it last year or the year before where there was like lines forever and ever long.
And look at this. I didn't know this was a thing, but if you look up here, you can see everybody walking by. There's like a little, I don't know, predator vision camera checking everybody out here in front of where Black Panther meets. There I am. You see me? I'm gonna wave. Hi, everybody. Hello. That's me in predator vision. Hi. So outside of the annual pass area, we have Tom.
Hey!
But we also have the LA style booth right back there. And with the LA style booth
And it frightened me.
comes, yeah, short rib Korean tacos with kimchi.
Yeah.
Yum. She didn't know there was gonna be kimchi on them when she ordered them, but it's
Hey,
one of 3 things she can eat, so it's kind of like,
Here we go,
Here we go.
gluten-free people. I'm
Let's do
trying
it.
it for you. Alright.
last year these were horrible, but we're gonna give them a go here. See what we think. Maybe they won't be quite as chewy as they were last year, but this face is telling me that they are very chewy. Oh boy. This is the chewing dance. It's bad.
The tortillas are super dry, so I was like gonna choke that down. Honestly, the meat I feel like is maybe a tiny bit better than last year. It's a little bit more, has more flavor for sure. Like it totally tastes like teriyaki beef. But that kimchi, it's like, it's okay. But all in all, like I'm still trying to choke it down while I'm talking. The tortillas are like super dry, and the meat's like okay, but I feel like it needs like some kind of like sauce on it to kind of like
Make it not so dry.
Make it not so dry, and then like the kimchi is just like too much. So I feel like it's okay. How much was it? I don't even remember.
$7.50.
No, it's not worth
Not
$7.50. Not at
$7.50.
all. Maybe like 6, but no.
And I got the the Mexican chocolate custard, so let me give that a try. Oh, I have here my Mexican chocolate custard. I can smell the cinnamon on the outside. It smells really good. There's a little tiny espresso bean on there. I'm digging right in. Milk chocolatey, cinnamony. There's a little bit of vanilla in the, I think it's in the whipped cream. Yeah, well, actually a lot of vanilla. This is really good. This was $4. Is this like a chocolate?
It's like a chocolate covered coffee bean.
You know what? That's not a coffee bean at all. That's just a piece of chocolate that looks like a coffee bean.
Oh my god.
And it kind of tastes like coffee a little bit, but not anything crazy. This is good. I like this. I recommend. Okay, guys, so that is going to do it for Food and Wine Festival. We're going to call it on account of rain. Yeah, we got kind of rained out. But what'd you all think today?
It was pretty good. It's nice to see it back again, that's for sure, because, you know, the park was getting a little lonely.
Yeah, it's always nice to have these festivals going on. I really like it, especially like they did the turnaround really quick this time with Lunar New Year ending not so long ago, and then straight into Food and Wine, which is maybe why the menus took so long to come out. I don't know really, but I think some of the returning favorites are just as good. Some of the new stuff is pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I like it a lot, but there's just...
What was your favorite thing you ate?
Oh, that's a tough question too. I mean...
Artichoke?
The artichoke. The artichoke carbonara was really good. The mac and cheese, the spicy mac and cheese was really good. The, the burger was pretty good. I don't know if I'd go out. What was your favorite thing?
The artichoke and the pork was good.
Yeah, the pork.
Oh, yeah.
That was like a deconstructed pork sandwich just without bread, you know. It was pretty good and not bad.
It's a lot of food too. It was like
That was probably, like Tom said, it was probably the best deal of the entire festival. So, yeah. I don't know. I would recommend coming and checking it out, but I can't say that I would come back and have to get like a lot of these. You know what I mean?
I feel like if we went back, you want a snack or something. I think that would be like a good idea, but not like today where we went like full out.
Right.
Well, you guys went full out trying to do this.
Yeah, so I don't know.
You want to come back and get a soup at some point?
I do want to get the cheddar soup, which I didn't get to try. I'm kind of full.
I'd like to try the mac and cheese with the garlic bread on top.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it, I think, everybody, for Food and Wine. Please let us know down below if you liked any of the food here, if you're excited to try anything, if we missed something that we should have tried, let us know. And yeah, for Tom and Katrina, I'm Tyler. Good night, everybody. Bye.